This is an odd screen to start with. Codibear8383. It's a pity the numbers are there. But the thing about Codibear is this is Codibear. This plain ordinary looking cream is so associated with Codibear that I bet there's lots of people out there. If I'd have shown this screen alone and said, who is the creator behind this colour, lots of people would have immediately said Codibear, because it's colour that makes her stand out from the rest. And everybody knows her iconic character by now. In the off chance that you don't, maybe this will be a bit of a surprise, but that colour and hair colours are what makes her stand out to me, and I think I'm not alone with that. Bit of a strange one to begin with, but I think you'll agree. Okay, so as far as assets are concerned, they're all pretty simplistic really. They're still well made, but there's a looseness about them. There's a playfulness which fits in with the theme of most things she makes. I get the impression, if I could find out, talk to Codibear, that I know she's an illustrator, but I'd love to know what medium she works with. I think possibly pastels, or even more likely actually watercolour. There's something about the way she puts assets together in a slightly different way from, say, Lucid. She's not meticulous. She's got a freedom about her when she draws things from an illustrated perspective. I was going to say cartoony, which is not the right word, but I think you get what I'm saying. She draws them with colour as opposed to sculpts them with the tool. Everything you see in her levels fits together perfectly, purely and simply because of the style she's got. She approaches everything with the same style. Everything she does as you go through these assets. If you didn't know who Codibear was, each asset screams Codibear. Look how simplistic that is. Look at it. She's not gone for accuracy. She's gone for Codibear. And that's what makes her stand out. Got a little smiley face on that. But look how simplistic that is. You could say, I could have done that. That's easy. I could have done that. No, you didn't. She did it. It's always the case. I mean, she does nature too, but it's got the same approach. It's always the case where people say, look at something that appears simplistic, and they immediately say, yeah, but I could do that. But you didn't. That's the point. Only Codibear approaches it this way. And that's what makes Codibear unique. It's not as simple as you think. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice. That carrot, for instance, you think, that's easy. But it's not, because it's Codibear. It's recognisable. Her style is everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. And I love it. I absolutely love this approach. Children's illustrator through and through, and it just shoots out from the screen at you. You can't avoid it. And the one thing she does that I think I've not seen any other person do, and I don't know if this is by accident or design, she brings flavour and smell into her creations. You'll see what I mean towards a little bit later on in this video. But we've got taste. She's introduced taste, and she's introduced smell, because we all know what donuts smell like, and one's been bitten, so she's also added taste. This is another example of how she creates. It's almost drawn. She's cut into this. She's probably using Surface Snap, and she's cut into this, but she's done it in an illustrated sort of a way. She's not gone for realism. She's going the opposite direction to realism, but it works absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it's easy to dismiss it. She's not trying to be accurate. She's not lining those planks up perfectly. She's just illustrating. She's telling a story with her strokes. That sounds quite pretentious, but that's my interpretation of it. As she's drawing, she's formulating a story in her head, and she's transferring that story to us through her illustrations. It's a marvellous thing to see. And I want you to just notice this going right through all these assets. The poles, they're not evenly placed, look, one slightly higher than the other. If that was me, I'd be going across. I can't handle that. I can't handle it. I wouldn't be able to do this because I'm so obsessed with symmetry. But she knows that symmetry ruins the atmosphere, at least for what she's trying to accomplish. This is a very simple one, just the cornerstone of a building to give the impression of brickwork as opposed to going the whole way across. That's the advantage of her style. Sorry, I'm taking a quick sip of tea there. But Codibear is becoming, she's something of a celebrity amongst the dreamers. And this is what I made. Look, right, take a look at behind this window. She's just put that there. It's not lined up. It's not perfectly flat with the surface of that window. But she doesn't care because she's an illustrator. She's expressing. It's expressing rather than trying to emulate something exactly. It's an expressionistic view of a window, and it works. It works because it fits her style. And there's that creamy browny colour again that you associate with Codibear. It's this autumnal colours that run all the way through, that give a warmth to her creations that no other creator is doing at the moment. I really think you need to take a closer look at what Codibear is accomplishing. It's just fantastic. Look at that. She don't care. She don't care at all. She's illustrating. She's not an architect. She's an artist. That's the best way of putting it, I think. She's not interested in symmetry, not in that sense. Obviously the window has to be symmetrical to a certain extent. And look at his sign. There's that flavour again. There's that taste. And it's a simple sign. Very simple. It's not meticulously made. She knows exactly what she wants to express, and she expresses it perfectly. And not only that, but it's consistent right across the board. Everything she makes is consistent across the board, and that is fantastic. But she still makes great assets. There's a lot of work gone into that. This is probably the first of what I would consider assets she's gone to town on. She's thought very carefully about. That is symmetrical. That is well made. She's made that fire. I'm assuming she's made that fire. I would imagine she has. But there's that brown again. See that brown that infiltrates everything she does? It's even got a touch of brown or cream in that fire. That's how. It's just wonderful to watch. It's just wonderful to see this stuff. And there you go again. Look at these colours. The reason I say I wonder if she works in pastels or watercolour is because there's a paleness to her colours. They're not vibrant colours. They're warm colours. And I think that is what lends a uniqueness to her work that nobody else does. I'd go for bright colours, you know. I'm obsessed with bright colours, in your face colours. Again, tonally, it's dark, but it's still warm. Browns are warm, you know, ruddy reds and creams, they're warm colours, and she uses them to great effect. I'm in complete admiration. She's one of my favourites, without a doubt. I can't wait to see what she does with this series. But there you go. You've only got to see that. If I showed you that one screen at the start and that one screen there, but there's that smell. Think of powerful smells. Think of, I don't know, bacon frying. Think of when the vinegar hits the chips for that very first time. But the most powerful smell that people associate with is the smell of a bakery. Whether she's doing that deliberate or not, I couldn't tell you. But that's what it is. There's a warmth, there's a smell to her creations. And then we've got music. Now this is made by her husband. And I didn't know whether to include this. And the only reason I included it is because at the end of the day, I think it still represents Codibear. I'm absolutely sure that her husband understands Codibear, has worked closely with him, and so the music will still represent Codibear. So I won't talk through the rest of this, I'll let you listen to this. Again, her husband. Sorry about the abrupt cuts, but I needed to keep this down in some way. You'll all remember this. Excellent track. I'm assuming her husband is a musician. Talented, creative people tend to draw talented, creative people to them. This is a wonderful track. And then we get on to this. Not exactly a character. I didn't know whether to include it in props or characters, but I put it here. It's a mini root. Just a bit of fun. I don't know if it appears in any of her creations. I've not noticed. I should be more observant, I suppose. But there you go. There you go. There you go. Something that everyone's using. And it's simple to see why. It's again, it's got a warmth and it's got a character. Just that cap. That cap. This isn't just somebody who's put a character together. She knows this character inside and out. As I know Tommy Biggles. She knows this character. Everything about this character represents who this character is, how this character acts, what this character would say. Everything. It's a wonderful creation. And then we get to the thing that everyone will recognise, which is this. Wonderful. Look at those colours. Look at that cream sky, the way it brings it all together, and the lighting she's used. The browns, the autumnal colours, the one that I keep going on about. The dappled light she's used to go through onto the building at the front. I missed that slight bit, but there's a dappled light she's used to represent leaves. And the new night scene. Now this is the only time I'm not sure those clouds are a little too close. I don't know why. That's my only criticism. I'm sorry if you're listening, Cody. I'm not sure if they're a bit too close. I'm not sure about it, but I still love this scene. That light, look at that. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Fairy tale stuff. Look at the clouds, have even still got that codiness about them. Absolutely fantastic. So what I thought I'd do is end, instead of showing you what I would consider gave her away, end with a game that you may all think, oh right, she'd made that. I didn't know. And I didn't know. I was surprised when I saw the game she'd made that I didn't realise she'd made. I really was. Because it's a bit of a departure. In some sense it is. In some sense it isn't. I'll explain when we get there. But again, just what I want you, just look at the colour. Look at the way she's bringing the colours together. There's a consistency. That sky, she loves that colour. I would imagine that cream is her favourite colour. Different shades of cream. Look. She's got the bunting there. But she's even got little red balloons that are shaded down. They're not bright balloons. They're just enough to pick out the red in the bunting. Tying it all together. Something the other two creators did well too. Well, Cubic Sphere for certain. But she's a little bolder than they are. She's definitely a little bolder. She knows colours a little better, I think. But again, this is just a fun little level she made. And this one, just take it in. Look at the colours. I'm always going about the colours. I bore people with colours, but it's so important. Well, it is to me anyway. It's just little touches like the fact she's used the hand-drawn effect on those tree stumps to make it, to lift it, to make it feel illustrated. The fire, she's not gone for realism. She's gone for an illustrated version of a fire. I mean, look at this. A nighttime scene. It's just recognisable as this particular creator. It infiltrates everything she does across the board. And then we get to this. The surprise for me too. Licorice Lake. Now, this is the first time, this is the departure, in that she's got lots of colours. Every colour imaginable, but there's still a consistency. And that's why I said perhaps she works with pastels or watercolour. Because although they're completely different colours, they're tonally the same or similar. I was probably using the wrong vernacular, because I'm not an artist. I'm just somebody who observes closely. And you can see I can't play games either. But look at this. I had no idea she made this. I was surprised when I found this, looking through all her content. Yeah, she is one to watch, and I really do hope she applies for a job at MM. I honestly think she would stand a good chance of becoming an illustrator there. An artist. Whether she'd want to do that, I don't know. But I would highly recommend her getting in touch, because this is top-notch stuff. You watch me fail this. Oh dear me. I'm sorry to all the players out there. Yeah, Codibear, she's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Apply for that job. Yeah. See you everyone. Thanks for watching.